Hey guys, welcome back to Grit and Gumption. Okay, I got a doozy of a story for you. If you're not a person who watches my Homestead Horror channel, I explained everything over there. But I'll just explain it here for those of you who don't ever watch that channel. This is why I have been gone. Well, back in December, I was busy doing my videos for Christmas, and everything was going great. And one day my mom decided to go out and get the trash cans to bring back in the house. The big ones that roll, the big dumpster like hard plastic ones that roll. Okay, well, they put the trash out and she went out there the next day to get that. And she hangs on to it and she rides her little go-go scooter. And she drags it behind her, letting it roll, and takes it back to the garage. So she went to go get it. And when she was coming back in with it, somehow it twisted on her. I don't know if the wind got it. I don't know what happened. But anyway, it twisted on her, which hurt her hand. And so she tightened up her other hand, which made the go-go go faster, and also flipped it. So it flipped it on top of her out there and knocked her out. She was laying flat out in the end of the driveway out there by the highway. And there she was, And I guess my dad saw it, but he couldn't do anything. My dad has Parkinson's, and it's really hard for him to even get up to go like 20 feet, if that, to the bathroom. It's all I can do. So, he was kind of stuck there, like, oh no, what do I do, And thank God somebody was coming down the highway, saw her laying out there, a man and his wife, and they stopped. And the man pulled the go-go off of Mom, and she was stunned and was like, coming around, and he asked what he could do to help her, and she said, just get me up. So he got her up, and she climbed back on that thing and ran it to the house, into the garage, and got off of it, went into the house, and just flat out fell onto the floor and bled everywhere. So she bled so much that we've had the carpet cleaned a couple times, and it's still coming up through it. So we've had people come in, and they said we're going to have to probably be here 3 more times, I'm guessing, to get it out of there. We're like, okay, well, we'll just do what we have to do. So anyway, so I came and stayed with Mom and Dad, and took care of both of them through Christmas. And then Mom just would not keep her bandages on as soon as I would put them on, because I'd have to change her bandages every day. But it ended up being like probably about 5 times a day, because as soon as I put them on, she's trying to get them off. So, it's just one of those things. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. But anyway, and of course I was doing all the things I needed to do and trying to take care of my stuff too, and trying to, whatever. I would run home for an hour or so and check on everything and feed the animals and stuff, and then come back and take care of them. And I stayed all night there, and this went on for quite a while, until Christmas. And I finally, at Christmas time, oh, and by the way, my mother had no skin on her legs. Basically, when that happened, she's got the thinnest skin anyway. She's 80 and she's got thin skin, and it took all her skin off her legs. I mean, all the way down. There's nothing there. It was pretty bad. So somebody had to take care of her. That's for sure. There's no way she could have taken care of herself. My dad could take care of herself, and my daddy couldn't either. So, so we had to be there. And Charlotte was in Florida, my sister. They had went down there to have Christmas with her family, her daughter and her grandchildren. And my other sister works for a living, so she wasn't available anyway, so whatever. So anyway, so I went in there and took care of everything, stayed there. And then the day after Christmas, I was going to get my stuff together to go back home and check on stuff. And I was just so tired, I laid down, and I slept for a good couple hours, and I never do that. I got up, and I knew I was going to be coming down with something. And I thought, I better stay away from these two, because I'll get them sick. So I got my stuff together, and I went home. I made sure they had plenty of food. I made sure that everything was set up. And I called my other sister, and I said, you're just going to have to come over here and take care of this when you get off work, because I can't be here. And I went home, and I was pretty ill for 3 weeks. So I just got through that. I'm still trying not to cough, but I just got through all of that. And this cold snap hit us here, and whoo, did it ever. So my heaters, my baseboard heaters, decided they did not want to keep the house warm at all. There are three. We live in an A-frame. I don't know if I've told you that, or now I live in an A-frame. It's just me. Um, and there is probably a 3-foot one in the bathroom, baseboard heater. There is a 4-foot one in the kitchen and a 4-foot one in the living room. And that's all there is. This place is not really big. There's like the bathroom, there's a kitchen, there's a living room. Up there is the balcony, and that's where the bedroom is. So, and it's a pretty good sized bedroom because it takes up 3/4 of the whole place. So, from down here. So it's a pretty decent sized bedroom up there. And that's where I keep my office area. But anyway, so the house was about in the 40s. My nose was freezing and my ears were freezing. I mean, the tips of my ears were so cold. And I'm like, okay, we got a problem here. So I left and went to my daughter's house to get a heater. The heaters that I had here were left outside for some reason in the weather. No comment about that any more than just that. So, so everything that I was looking for that I have ready for when situations go down, because I'm a prepper, they were not available to me because of lack of care. So I went ahead and went to my daughter's house and borrowed a heater from her. And I got one of those, I don't know what you call it, infrared radiant heaters. Got it going in here. It was great. Boy, it got it warm. It took a little bit. It was 59 the first day, and then the next day it got up to 74 at one point. I was like, yes, hallelujah, So anyway, got that all done. But in the process of all of that, my water also froze up. So, yay, I don't know what I was going to do. I'm like, oh, I just cannot deal with anymore. I'm telling you, but I can because, I'm strong. But I was telling myself I couldn't. So I was like, I don't even want to deal with it anymore. So anyway, it froze up. So I had to do something. And all the stuff was stacked on the porch that shouldn't be on the porch. I don't know why it was there, but everything under the sun was on the porch. And that's where the trap door is to go down underneath to where the well pump is and the water pump to go then into the house. When you open up the trap door, straight down is concrete blocks and the well pump is there. And then about 6 feet away from that is the water pump underneath and into the house. So, which is then under the bathroom. Well, that was frozen up from one to the other, and evidently the water pump was froze up as well as the well pump because the water pump wasn't even trying to work at all. So I was like, well, I guess I better get another heater. So I got a heater down in there, and I got heat tape on it down there, and I put a heat lamp down in there, put that down in there too, and I got it all put together. And I'm like, okay, well, the heat lamp down there scares me because we've had trouble before. If you watch my other channel, you know that we had a fire with the baby goats at one time with one of those lamps. I don't like them, but I do like water. So I kind of put it down far enough that it was against the concrete wall and away from the bottom and away from the top. So I was checking on it about every 20 minutes and just, peeking through the cracks and seeing how things were going down there. The crack of the door, because I didn't want to open it up all the time and keep letting all that cold air in there. But during this whole process, I found out that there is a vent down there. It did have styrofoam, or not styrofoam, but insulation. It had insulation in it. And that insulation was gone. It wasn't there anymore. I could see it. Looks like a mouse or something had bit it around the edges of it and had fallen out. So I had to put a rug. I took a rug that had a rubber back on it and rolled it up and stuck it in that spot. And then I went around to the outside and put some cardboard. I had a cardboard box and I flattened it and then I stuck it up in there really good and tight. And so that is all sealed off now. So the heat was staying down in there pretty good. So I would just keep checking it and checking it. And by the next day, I left and went in town because I needed some gloves that were warmer because mine weren't cutting it in this cold weather. My fingers were freezing. I was outside trying to take care of stuff, and it was ridiculous. And I couldn't find my hat anywhere, and I think I left it over there at Charlotte's. I don't know where. Well, I don't have a clue with it. That's the second Ariat hat I've purchased, and I cannot find either one of them. So my first one was a real pretty dusty rose color, and then this next one was called Rebar, and it was like a real dark brick red color. It was really pretty. Anyway, I can't find either one of them. So I had to go get a hat and pair of gloves. So I went into TSC, got some hat that was on clearance with a pom-pom on it, which I've never had a hat with a pom-pom on it, but whatever. I got that. And then I tested all the gloves really fast because I'm really picky on my gloves, and I got a pair of gloves I liked. So I think I spent 20 bucks, 10 bucks a pop for each the gloves and the hat. And so I grabbed another bag of cracked corn real fast and some bedding just in case I needed it for the animals because they had plenty of it there. And the cracked corn was on sale. So I got that and got out of town fast. So the time I got back here, I got into the bathroom and I could hear the water pump going. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I hit the breaker real fast and shut it off. So I shut that down and checked on everything underneath and make sure that nothing was leaking, and everything was fine. So I shut it all back up and let the heat keep going down there until about 4 o'clock, 4 or 5. And I checked it again. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and hit that breaker and see what happens. And I hit it and water started coming out of my faucets finally. And I was so happy. And I was like, I got to check under there, make sure we don't have anything leaking and no broken pipes. I'm just going to pray really hard. And I opened up that door and looked down there, got the flashlight down in there, and there's nothing broken. Nothing. I'm just so happy. I mean, but I've been praying a lot too. So, oh, good grief. The Lord and I have had a lot of conversations lately. So, yeah. And thank goodness, well, he always has my back anyway. I mean, he really does. Anytime that I need anything, I am taken care of. So, anyway, so that's where we're at. So I finally got water back and I'm so happy. So today I've been getting things ready for videos and I have a whole schedule made up. This time I've had off, I had plenty of time to come up with a whole schedule all the way through May of videos for Grit and Gumption and videos for Homestead Her. And I actually am going to start another channel. I'll tell you about that probably in another week or so. We'll see how it goes once I get back on track with these 2 channels. So, anyway, so that's where I've been and what I've been up to. And I hope you've had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you brought in the year with a big bang and enjoyed the new year because I just stayed at home by myself. I think I went to bed at, 9:30 that night. The last of the big partiers here. But anyway, I knew what the new year was bringing me. It's going to be better than last year because I'm not going to let it not be. It's got to be better than last year. And yeah, there are bumps in the road, but you know what? I just get through them. I always do. We just got to keep the faith and keep going and it'll all work out. It always does. My path is made for me already. It has already been thought of and has been decided. And it's not my choice. It's whatever it is. And that's what it is. And it'll be revealed to me as time goes on. And I will walk that path. That is fine with me. I totally have trust and faith in the Lord for that. In the meantime, it's just like, like, what do you call it? Some kind of ride at the circus or something. Something's always happening and keeping me on my toes. So, that's okay. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So I definitely will be stronger. I always say that. I always say if it doesn't kill me, it makes me stronger. And nothing going to kill me that easy. So I'll get through this just like everything else. But anyway, I got some good recipes ready to go. And we'll get back to videoing. So next week on Wednesday, there will be a video. And I hope to see you guys there. I've missed you a lot. And I'm so glad that I can start working again. You have no idea. Take care and Happy New Year.